Welcome back to my wife's Escalade, also known as Project LT4 Porkapotamus. So we have a really interesting development here with this. Just when we thought we were going to be the first to put an LT4 blower on an Escalade, turns out that somebody else actually had a truck that they were starting up about 2 days after our video hit. So that actually was Andy from ADM, and he's been doing LT4 blowers on the Camaros for about, say about a year and a half or so. I've actually tuned a couple of them and they turned out really, really good. So Andy from ADM, also known as LSA Conversions, has a kit that is just now available for the trucks. And it's not just the Escalade, it's also for the direct injection Silverado, anything 2014 on up, 5.3 or 6.2. So we had test fitted the LT4 blower on here before, and the snout is actually about 2 inches short or so. So we would have had to make a billet piece of aluminum, but it would also have to extend the intercooler housings. So the intercooler piping would have to go through the snout, and it would be a pretty complex billet piece. But Andy's already got all that stuff straightened out and figured out and how he's going to do the belt routing and everything. So it saves us a lot of time, and we're actually very pleased with that. Okay, so the ideal amount of boost of what I would like to end up with this vehicle is somewhere about 8 or 9 pounds of boost. Now, the interesting deal with the Escalade, or I don't know if it's all trucks in general, but it actually has a smaller balancer. So what that's going to do is that's actually going to drive the blower less, so it's harder to make more boost. We got a custom pulley that we're going to run, and we're going to try and get that boost up, especially since we have headers, heads, and cam. As you free up the flow with the header and the cam and porting the head, it alleviates back pressure. It frees up flow, in other words. And with a freer flow, it's harder to gain more boost. And boost is merely just a measure of backup of pressure. If we can have a really good free-flowing system, heck yeah, it's going to be way easier to make some power. GM's fuel system is set up as a deadhead, not a return style system. It doesn't have a boost reference regulator like most aftermarket stuff would when you're adding boost. With about 8 or 9 pounds of boost as our target boost, what that's going to do is that's going to drop fuel pressure in the rail since we have a deadhead system. If this were a return style system with a boost referenced regulator, that would be a 1-to-1 ratio. So if we went up 9 pounds of boost, we would go up 9 pounds of fuel pressure. But that is not the case here. So just as our demand for fuel has gone up, our supply has gone down proportionately. Ideally, it's always best to have a 1-to-1 ratio. I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve that are going to allow me to be able to crank up the fuel pressure a lot with this. We might need to run an auxiliary fuel system, kind of a low side fuel system, very much like a diesel. With a low side fuel system, we're going to be able to amplify what our injectors are getting, and we're not going to have that fuel pressure drop of what we would. Oh, look what we have there. Got a Texas Speed camshaft going in there. Wanted to say thank you very much to Texas Speed for hooking us up with the custom cam and valve train components for this. Really excited about what we're going to be able to pick up on cam alone. Hopefully we're going to be able to pick up somewhere in the neighborhood of about 40 wheel horsepower with the cam alone. And what we're going to do with our custom Fasterproms cylinder heads is we're going to open up that flow a lot and really be able to extend that RPM range. No more 5,700 RPM peak power. This is going to be like 65, 6,600 RPM. If we can get 6,700 RPM out of it with that positive displacement blower, that will be sweet. When we smooth all this out and open it up, we're able to support higher RPM power. And that really matters a lot on the exhaust side. So when we open up the exhaust a little bit larger than what we normally would naturally aspirated, we should really be able to reap some benefits at the higher RPM. This right here is a 1.7 liter blower of what comes native in a 2015 Up Z06 and a 2017 ZL1 and the new Gen 3 Cadillac CTS-V. While it makes absolutely phenomenal bottom end torque, it does some unreal things with cars that are very, very heavy. We're able to generate incredible 60 foots with these on some of our project cars. Some cars are hitting 1.3 60 foots with stock transmission, stock differential Corvettes, which is absolutely mind-boggling. We got guys running 960s with bolt-ons on these cars. Granted, those are about 3,600 pound race weight vehicles, but with our Project LT4 Porkapotamus, we're hoping for somewhere about 1150s. My wife was super happy with the extra power that we picked up with the bottom end and mid-range torque, the throttle response, and that it'll burn the tires off it and all that. the heads and cam we're trying to make happen in about a week here. We're going to try as we might, do our best as we can here. And we're probably about a couple weeks out on doing the LT4 blower, but I guess you could say things are going to escalate pretty quickly here. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Porkapotamus, do you want to make some power?
Oh, you do?